All right, guys, good morning. What's up? What's up? Pastor is clocking in. Let me post this stream to the chat. Man, I don't know. I got these last couple of days. I don't know what it is, man, but I have been beat. I've been spent. Feel like a zombie right now, walking around. But don't worry, the market is going to wake me up. The market is going to wake me up with some nice green trades, right, Big Steve? So let's talk about the watch list here. There's a couple of stocks I'm keeping an eye on. There's SHIM. There's ADTX. There's LCFY. I even have GDTC, which is a bit of a maybe. Let me just put this parenthesis here. And ASST is also a maybe. So I'm going to put those two in parentheses, just so we know they're somewhat side stocks for now. So there's the list. There's the list. I'm going to post it to the alert section as usual. Good morning, guys, for all of you tuning in on the YouTube stream. What's up? What's up? Hit that thumbs up as you're tuning in. Hit that thumbs up. Also, be sure to check out our disclaimer. Remember that day trading is risky business. All right. A lot of traders out there are struggling. A lot of people are having a hard time. So utilize small share size. Utilize the simulators up until you prove high levels of consistency. All right, guys. It's always good to say that for the newer traders coming in. You know, if they're brand spanking new, at least they know what the risks are, because the risks are real, right? And even myself and other experienced traders can lose money from time to time, right? We can have drawdowns, we can have big red days. No one is immune from having a loss. No matter how long you've been trading, how good you are, it can always happen to the best of us. So take it easy, stay safe. So other than that, just one more thing with the disclaimers. Remember to not copy trade. That is a recipe for disaster. And do not fall victim to these fake accounts, right? I will never message you first randomly to start a conversation. There's a lot of fake Relentless Trader accounts on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, everything. So remember, I will never message you first randomly to just try to start a conversation, right? All right, with that being said, now let's look at some trend lines here for ADTX, which is up. Let's put it in here, ADTX. This one is up 63%. I think this will be my main stock here today. We got pre-market highs at 336. We got the lows at 240. I'm going to check out the daily chart here. I'm going to take a quick second to start my screen recording. Make sure your screen recordings are turned on. All right, there we go. ADTX, the daily chart, you know, we've gotten beaten up over the last few weeks, but going back to April 2nd, we had a gap up, high of 545, low of 330. So 545, perhaps a level of interest here, if this thing can continue to curl up. So many trend lines I have here. Yeah, ADTX is a familiar sounding name, so I guess it makes sense. We've got a lot of different levels. So other than 545, I have 630 and then $7. But 545 is a good target because we're currently around 260. If this gets anything close to $5, you know, it's already such a great move, right? So that's ADTX. It looks decent. I'd love to see a move back over to VWAP and then a retest of the pre-market highs. If that can happen within the first hour of the trading session, that'll be great. SHIM, moving on. SHIM up 37% with 4.3 million shares of volume. Big Steve, I actually didn't check this list to see if they're all marginable without any restrictions. If you wouldn't mind doing the honors, Big Steve, I appreciate it. I didn't even sign into that thing today, man. Gotta be careful because we don't want our accounts to get restricted. It's 3 strikes and we're out if we're trading a stock that doesn't have margin and we exceed our buying power. VARI is also being mentioned. So anyhow, let me just see. VARI, how's that one looking? Oh, okay, maybe not. Okay, it doesn't look like that was a stock. That was just like a call out or something else. Or a desk, maybe. Okay, SHIM. We got the pre-market highs at 348, and we have the lows around 277. Looking at the daily chart, the very first thing I'm noticing is the 200 EMA, which is at 427. 427 to 200 EMA. Other than that, I mean, that's a good target, or 284. Can we get up there? If so, that could be a good push. If it's strong enough to get through, perhaps room up to $7, maybe even $7.99. It's one of the levels going back here in March 14th. Big Steve, appreciate it, man. Shout out to Dash. Shout out to Big Steve. 2 of the moderators here in the community. LCFY is the third stock that I have on the watch. This one is more so of a continuation play because we've been up a couple days ago. Going back to the 11th, we had a big move from 250 to 1123. Now we've pulled back, and today it's trying for the first daily candle to make the new high. So this is good. We've pushed up nicely. And this stock has a lot of potential here. This is the type of stock that I like to see. So I'm going to mark out 740 for my pre-market high. Low of the current range, we've had around 660 and 646. 646 more recently. All right, okay. LCFY could, maybe be a good one for us today. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this intraday level. And we'll see how this one does. I mean, again, we had 1125 just a few days ago. So, can we see 8, 850, 9, 950, 10, and so forth? Yesterday was a little slow. We'll see what today has to offer. As usual, coming into the open, I want to be patient. I've been thinking maybe to leave the first minute alone because sometimes it's so hit or miss. Are we seeing a strong trend for the first minute? I'd say the answer is no. So I want to be careful, unless this thing really wants to go, then I'll get involved. If not, so the price action will have to be strong. I'll have to see a lot of green on the tape to just jump in right away. If not, I'll take it easy. And I want to be careful of the spreads, of course. The goal today is longevity. We want to keep ourselves in the game and not have max loss too early. So slow and steady. Can we let the trades come to us? Try to identify the strong stock, capitalize on it, and get the heck out of here quick and clean. So with 30 seconds to go, I'm going to take a sip of water. This used to be tradition once upon a time ago. A nice sip before the open. So LCFY, it's inching up. It's inching up. Perhaps there might be something here early. Let's see how it does. There's a spread, though. Oh, there is something here early.
WSO
It's a massive range, so you got to be careful not to get caught in the wrong side of things here. Very interesting price action to start. We had a high of 770 there in just like 2-3 seconds. Halt up is at 815. LCFY. Right now I'm just waiting. Over 50, not really pushing up. Thought it would have been worth a shot. If it pulls back, we need it to hold up. We do have a double top at 770, going back to the pre-market levels. There's a small seller there. All right, I'm going to try to be a little bit more aggressive getting in. Will we get through the seller up at 70? Just trying. And okay, 72. It's a little spready, so I don't want to be marketing in. Those areas like that are going to be super tricky. 42. Well, okay. Can I keep going? We had 84 right there. I don't know. This is gonna be a little tricky, man. It's never easy, as we know. But so far, 88, 89. Very skeptical of this push here. It might go. I mean, maybe it does. There's 92, there's 94. I'm not being aggressive here at all. But maybe it goes up to 823 for the halt up. Yep. This is reminding me of the stock yesterday already. That cheaper stock. One step forward, one step back. So I gotta be very careful because one wrong move and it's to the depths. 831 to halt up.
WSO
Anytime a stock has made a move like this and I'm not green, like very green, I gotta be careful. Man, spreads are like massive here. Every dip, there's like a big spread, so you gotta really be careful. Tried for a bigger position there, didn't get the fills. What a disaster. I needed to hold that trade. Is it gonna go? Can we see the move? This complete trash of a stock, I tell you. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. And type of nonsense. Oh man. Buying at 28, filled at 40. Maybe I should stop trading this thing now. Whilst the going is still good. I'm gonna leave it alone. Disappointing because I know 36 is a big level there. And I want to be in before the break, so I'm buying mid 20s, but I'm in the moon. Just throwing money to the wind. That dip that I took, I'm in, but then there's like red printing, the bids are dropping, so I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll get back out. The moment I'm out, there's a 20,000 share bid, and stock is up 20 cents. Like, come on. I don't think anything is looking great right now, so I want to be patient. We'll see if ADTX is able to make a red to green, small size. Just kind of wait to see if we get some better action. SHIM. We'll see how this one continues to play out. Is it time to take a break and walk away? That's what my initial instincts is telling me here. I'm not seeing anything that's making sense for me to put my money towards. All I'm seeing here is a bunch of choppy stocks. AMIX, perhaps. How's this one looking? 30%. First daily candle to make a new high. $47. I'm going to take a starter just to see if it starts to move a little bit. So weird. How's the float, I wonder? AMIX. 183 was the high point from a few days ago. This price action here is not promising so far. LCFY, it's curling back up, but just seems like it's plagued with short sellers at this point. Will this one make a new high of day and hold up its levels with a big rejection candlestick? And that's what I'm asking myself. Can it be rationally strong? Possibly, but I will not be finding out. Not today. Time to go to Pennyland. Watching at APBO. want to see 56 cents right there, but it looks like we're rejecting the highs. Rejecting the highs, rejecting the highs, not ideal. So I'm gonna wait again, see if we get another entry. Right here, I'm gonna continue to be patient. I'm hoping we get a good entry here at some point. You guys know my style? High or low? High or low? I'm gonna size down here in case we get a false breakout. All right, I'll take the quick scalp. Now, if it can hold up, I can add aggressively here at the highs. This trade that's coming is gonna be a big trade if it can hold up. But it's going. Okay, it's not really giving me an entry here. I'll keep watching because it's not out of the woods yet. Come on, give me a sweet trade. Sweet entry here. And I'm not getting one. Waiting, waiting. Come on. Jeez. It's not dipping. I don't want to chase it. 40. Man. Son of a gun. 59.50 holding so strong. I'm gonna size back down. Just keep waiting. Small trade so far, nothing big yet. Somebody walking up the ladder aggressively. All right. Okay. Maybe I can look for a little bit more out of trades like that. Just a little bit more can make more sense. High of the current candle is 63.37. The 5-minute candle has 1 minute left. Are we going to continue or are we going to see pullback? $61.50. Can we get continuation? Or are we going to need to see a pullback? Because if it's gonna go, I need to be in. 62.10, 60, yeah, okay, looks like it's pullback. I'm gonna keep waiting here. 60.50. I'm skeptical of the dips here, but they could work. Here's 58. Getting our first 5-minute pullback. I have no idea how low it's gonna go. Is it gonna be above the pre-market high, at the pre-market high, below the pre-market high? We're only a minute into this candlestick. I don't want to rush the rush. Also, I'm hoping this is not backside, because if it is, then no dip here is going to really work. LCFY back up. If that gets halted up, then I'll look at it. If not, not going to bother. It's going to be exactly at the pre-market highs. Can you believe looking at LCFY for just 2-3 seconds there? It's going to be the exact bottom. I don't know if I would have been in anyways, so it's going to keep waiting. I think it's still pretty early in the move, so I don't want to rush. In terms of this pullback, I think the pullback is still young. And look at LCFY. Right back down, 80 cents. Just not worth it. That's the type of stock you have to take to the back of the barn and just let it go. No trade list. $58.45, 59. What's the high? 59.74. So 60 cents. The high of our current range. If it's strong, it could go. I still think it's young, but I could try if it's good enough here. Waiting, watching. Is it good enough? It needs to hold up. So far, so good. There's 61. And it's climbing. Now the question is, can we hold up this level? If it can, then we can probably see a new high of day again in the next couple of minutes. It's not feeling as bouncy here when it should. It's like nobody's buying there at 59, 57. Well, okay, there's some buying. We got chopped out in that area, not good. Now back to waiting. It's been kind of high right there. Man, wow. Patience. Patience is key. Patience. Right now, I just have Master Yoda in my head, just saying patience on repeat. 59.41. 59.41. 59. 58.51. The 5-minute candle is definitely a little weaker right now. Gotta be quicker to stop out, giving out too much time. There's a minute and 10 seconds left in the 5-minute candle, and we have a topping wick. So I'm just seeing selling and weakness, despite that small bounce that we just had. So perhaps a good old retest of the lows, perhaps. $57. It's actually bouncing a little bit here. And I know for those people who will say that my mic is low, I'm speaking very softly these 2 days, so it's probably even worse. My energy is in the depths. 58 for the low of this candlestick. And the 5-minute candle's closed with weakness. So we'll see. 61.18 for the 1-minute candle to make the new high. There's 60. Actually, is that 61? No, 60.18. So a bit of a double top right there. What I need this stock to do, or yeah, if we can hold up, let's just say, right? Let's just say if we can hold, that'll be great. If not, no problem. I want to watch here. Okay, that's too early. I might try again. In case we hold high, I'll take the breakout trade here. If not, I want to be in on the pullback, but depending on how it plays out, I'm giving myself options. If the pullback doesn't hold tightly, I also want to stop out quickly. So in this type of trade, I'll look to hold it a little longer. It's a good move. It's showing some potential. Okay. And that was aggressive. There's the high. It's not ripping through immediately. Okay, there's 65. So right here, there hasn't really been a dip since that quick move up in like 30 seconds. So there's no way I can buy here. I mean, maybe it goes to 70, but to buy here after 60 being the entry just now. So can we see like a bit of a drop in here or something, you know? Something reasonable. Okay. And of course I get the highest fill. Oh my gosh. Now I'm at the mercy of the market here. I'll just take the loss. Those trades like that, man. You do everything right and then just you get the worst fill and just ruins the trade. Should have hit the bids. Should have hit the bids. Nobody's fault but my own. If I'm in there, I'm just gonna wait to see if it retests the highs. I'm not in, so now I have to like hope it comes down again. Ah, pastor, pastor. Sometimes you can feel like you're going insane when you make these mistakes. Pastor, brother. All right, let's regain our focus here. Missed the trade just now. Not good. So locking in, locking in. Yeah. Oh, 5,000 shares. Hmm. Not big enough of size, but okay. $62.39. I'm hoping this is a double bottom right here. I'm gonna put a stop so I don't come out too soon in case it does hold. Only in 5,000 size. It looks good. I'm just gonna keep waiting. It's reacting well. It's reacting well here. So I'll just give it time and I'll gear up to add back if I need to. But I'll give it time. Just gotta be patient, let it do its thing. If I add back, I gotta be careful with the size I'm using because I want to be in with size. So if it's breaking down and I'm buying, it needs to be the bottom or at least close to it so that I'm not buying big size into a knife going down, you know? It's holding well so far. Can we continue to hold? I added. Okay, that wasn't a bad trade. Okay, let's keep watching. I bought before it got over 61, but whatever. We're getting like a 5-minute pullback. Just got this. That wasn't a bad ad, but I think maybe I needed to be more. That was a good trade. That was a good trade. Not really too much that I could have done differently there if I wanted to add in that situation. Just wanted to see more of a follow through right away. It's the 1-minute consolidation. It's going to break down. And we're getting lower highs here. So, is this backside We haven't had a 1 minute candle make a new high in the last like 6 minutes. If this is the backside, I need to be out of here. There's a new low over below 59 or close to 59. Yeah. I think there could still be bounce opportunities. I think there could still be bounce opportunities, but maybe the uptrend is slowing down here. The uptrend. Okay, let me just do a rotation, see if anything else is moving. P&L, 330 bucks. $300. 313 SHIM. But is it ready this time around? I think APVO may be backside because we're just getting lower and lower and not getting the 1 minute candle to make a new high. For now about 8 minutes. So switching over to SHIM. Maybe there's something there. Actually, what's the volume? Okay. $313. Pre-market highs are 348. Live days at 23. No trade for me just yet. Still waiting. I don't know this. I don't know. This stock here is hardly looking. I don't want to be too quick to make a bias here or anything, but it's looking like the type of stock that I'm not going to be up thousands of dollars on. So I'm asking myself right now if it's even going to be worth it. The range needs to be a little bit more. Can we see something? Okay. There's something there. There's something there. That's what I want to see. A bit of a double bottom there on the 1. 5 minute candlestick is holding up. The third try is usually a little tricky, so if it does come back down, I want to watch out. It's coming back down. What's it going to be? It's going to make a new low. I'm going to get a high fill on that dip because that's what they're going to do to me, of course. Not to be like a pessimist, but you know. Yesterday I was up 500 bucks and I kept it going when I had the instinct to walk away. Today, I don't. Well, hold on. Let me see how AMIX is doing first. Hold that thought. Because if this one wants to dance, then I'll be first in line. 150 for the highs. 150. AMIX, are we seeing something here? We're pushing up. Room to 183, which is the high point from a few days ago. Perhaps there's a little something here. Is this going to be the one that we were waiting for? Highs are at 60. Well, that's not what I want to see. What's that? Lots of buying at 59, making me think it's gonna go, and then 54 in a bit. Is it gonna go this time? There seems to be a hidden seller there. Well, as we know, it's never easy. Okay, cool, cool. I don't think this stock is worth it. Think I'm gonna get out of here whilst the going is still good. Is there something else that can come, perhaps? So we're flat over today. Yesterday I ended up not coming back. Night and day difference these last couple days. I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna walk away. I'll be back later. Hopefully there's something better than what we're seeing now. But not impressed, and doesn't feel like a day where I can be up thousands of dollars. So I'm gonna get the heck out of here and not risk giving back any gains. If something else comes, I'll check the chat, I'll check the scans. But I think if I stand here, there's a very high chance that I lose money. Unless a hot stock literally comes like right now. Sometimes you can, the plan is to be disciplined and not trade anything and wait. But it's like a stock comes that like looks like it's gonna do something, you get in, and then then it shows you its true colors and that it's just a bluff. It happens far too often on these slower days. So on the hotter days is where I want to keep trading till the late morning. Days like this, you gotta shut it down. So hit that thumbs up, of course. Hit that thumbs up. Remember, for the raffle, right? For anyone who is looking to become a student, you guys can utilize coupon code STATION. We are giving away a traveling trading station, right? A traveling trading setup. So if you're someone out there who's looking to get involved in the classes, if you utilize this coupon, your name will be entered into the raffle. All right, I can come down here. Yeah, your name will be entered into the raffle. We're doing this. We're doing this coupon in this way because we believe that most of the students who have been around for some time more than likely already have a trading station, right? So for the existing students, in order to enter into the raffle, you can purchase a ticket for $10. If you just want your name to have one entry, if you're someone out there who's looking for a traveling station, that'll be your way of getting in. So you can come on down on the website, check out the MMU raffle, and if you want your name to be added into the wheel, you can purchase a ticket for 10 bucks. But for anyone who's now buying the course, brand new student, now looking to get involved in trading, this will be your chance to win one of these wicked trading setups. All right, I'm out of here. It's 10:30. It's an early day. ASST. ASST. How's the level 2 looking? Looking like I need to get out of here. So, man, all we want is hot momentum every single day of the trading year, but we know that's not realistic, and that there's cycles. So my goal throughout the slower days are to just, be flat if possible. If I can get green on these slower days, great. But the hot market is where most of the money is like made. But that's gonna do it for me. Take care, stay safe, stay green. Catch you guys later. Ending the day up 300 bucks. Slow day. Perspective though, right? 2 years ago, this would be a nice solid day for us. So we're still grateful. 300 bucks is still, some grocery change, right? In these high inflation times. So we'll take what we can get and smile. So, and you know what I can actually do before I shut it down? If there's any questions, like for a quick Q&A, because we can answer a few questions here before we head out. Let's see if anyone, whether in the Discord or the YouTube stream, if you guys have any quick questions, you can feel free to ask. And then we'll be out of here. Let me pull up the YouTube stream. SHIM moving up a little bit. I don't know. I'm still not interested. I'm still not interested in that one. Well, yeah, I'm not seeing any questions actually, so I think this is the time. I could buy the Pro trading station for 600 bucks. Well, I guess you could, right? RT, how was your day? Slow day. Green, 300 bucks. Smiling and looking to head out. Do I recommend using a stop loss as a beginner? We all have to use stop losses, whether you have a mental stop or a hard stop that's set through your broker. We always want to have a stop in mind. For me, the trade style that I'm using here is so fast that, most trades I don't really have time to set a stop. Now, on the 5-minute setups that I could be in for a few minutes at a time, I could look to set a hard stop, but for me, what I do once the stock comes down to the level where I think it's weak, I just click the sell button. So we call that like a mental stop, a manual stop. I'll just click the sell button myself or hit my hotkey once it gets down to the area where it's looking weak. And I do that every time. Like there's no day where it goes past my stop and then I'm still holding the trade. That doesn't happen. Am I trading differently from when I had my 70K month? Daniel, the market's just not as hot. And by the way, in February, when I had that $70,000 month, every other trader who was profitable and doing well also had their best month or close to it. So, stuff like that, it's not by luck. It's just the type of market that we were in and the extreme amount of follow through that we would see on stocks, also paired with tighter spreads. You know, a stock like LCFY today in this first move, it's like I could see everything so clearly and I still end up red. Like this type of stuff, there's different reasons and different ways someone can get frustrated. Where I'm at with these stocks right now, it's like most of the times I can, anticipate where a pullback should be, where I want to be in, but then the execution is the problem. Whether there's like a big spread which prevents you from being in and the dip comes down, but it's so quick to bounce that there's no chance to really buy without being in with a high fill, right? There's so many different factors like that. And that can definitely lead to a little bit of frustration ending red on a stock where I thought, if the circumstances are slightly better with those spreads, we're up 2K on a stock like this. The difference between being green, being red, being big green, like it's not what people really think. Like so a $70,000 month or $100,000 month or more, it just comes down to just a few variables being right. And then that's all it takes at this level. If you're still in the learning curve, it's different. Let's see. Uh, is there any other questions? Thank you, Pastor. How long it took you to become profitable? I think like 2 years, 2.5 years, or 2 years. I do believe it could have been quicker if I was in the simulator earlier, because the very first year I traded on eTrade Pro live account. I think I had like a $6,000 account or something, and I take 3 day trades every 5 business days. In basically cash account. Well, not a cash account, but margin account. I should have used the cash account. I mean, at that time, I didn't even know that existed. But that's what I did for a full year. So only taking 3 trades a week for a full year, when I could have been in the simulator, taking more trades, trading more days, gaining more experience quicker, right? So my learning curve ended up being longer than it needed to be, but sometimes things are the way they are for a reason, right? So after year one, I got hit with the PDT because I think there's a holiday and my trade didn't settle, and I thought I had a trade, I didn't. So I had to wait 90 days, and I'm like, man, I can't wait 90 days, right? 90 business days. So I just opened up the simulator. That was the best thing I could have done back then, because Thinkorswim simulator was real time, no delay, very fast. Now people say that there's lag and stuff like that. RT, you are my goat. I use primarily Thinkorswim hotkeys, but I do have DAS hotkeys if I want to trade a stock with purely like offsets or just limit orders straight up. But I also have hotkeys on Thinkorswim for pure limit orders as well. Um, let's see. I'm in trader rehab right now. Any words of wisdom? Trader rehab is all about regaining your confidence and stopping the bleeding. Those are the two main things for me when I think about trader rehab. We're usually going into it because we've seen some bigger red, and the main thing is to try to stay fierce. In this arena of trading, fear can sometimes seep into our hearts when we're seeing a lot of red consistently, especially bigger red. And that can lead to hesitation, frustration, and being gun shy, not pulling the trigger on trades you usually would take, buying higher that ended up being losses, and it's like a vicious cycle. So trader rehab, sometimes traders will size down. That way, they stop the bleeding and they give themselves more longevity, right? And also that's the way to regain confidence too. If you are red, the red is not as big, so it doesn't affect you as much. But once you do start to see some green, you can get yourself back on track and then regain that confidence over time. So trader rehab, definitely a good thing to have it as a part of your kit as a trader. Not everyone will do it. Different people will perceive, you know, different problems. Different people will perceive the same problem differently, right? And maybe have a different solution. But trader rehab is definitely something that can help out a lot of us. Sim, this is a good, well, let's say it's not a good point, but I'm glad the person mentioned this. Sim doesn't give you psychology experience. And they're implying that because it's not real, your emotions are not the same. It's strange because the first week when I went into Sim, that's exactly how it was. I was doing nonsense, buying into halt levels, because you guys know, right? When a stock is halted up live, you can't buy into the stock. Like you have to wait for it to resume and get filled. So when I went to the Sim the first week, I was just doing a bunch of nonsense, just taking trades I would never take. And then after the first week, I realized, like, what the heck am I doing here? At that rate, this is what I told myself. This is exactly what I told myself. At this rate, I don't stand a chance being in the market, and I need to just shut it down and never come back again because I didn't have the respect to take it seriously. And as I said, my account was on the PDT restriction for 90 business days. So I either had to stay on the sidelines or not trade in the sim or just quit trading. And I'm a little extreme, right? So that's what I told myself because here I am. I have a chance to trade. I have a chance to see exactly what the live market is doing. And it's gonna bring us into a conversation of what it really means to be a solid trader and have the proper fundamentals from early. Because people are attached to the money, which is understandable, but you're supposed to be attached to the discipline of the technicals. Like, why are you have to ask yourself, like, why are you buying, right? Like just let's go back to the beginning. Forget about the money or anything like that. Why are you buying in the area that you're buying? Why are you selling in the area that you're selling? Right? Well, you're supposed to be buying because it's a high probability area with limited risk and high upside potential. Money doesn't have anything to do with that specifically. And we could put it into context with a trade. If there's very obvious support at $5, right? If there's like every EMA is right there, every moving average, big bids, double bottoms, triple bottoms, whatever it is, if every indicator is implying that they're supported $5 and the stock has shown a range and it's telling us, hey, there's a potential profit target here of 20, 30 cents. and we know if the stock breaks below $5 that it starts to look weak. That right there, that's like the fundamentals of what a trade is. That has nothing to do with money. I'm buying in that area because it's a high probability area with low risk, and I'm looking for a target. You know, that's what the simulation is, right? It's repetition of looking at the same patterns under the strategy over and over and over until you start to see high consistency. Saying, hey, saying to yourself, hey, because I'm in a simulator, the fundamental of that trade doesn't make sense, and I can't do that if I'm in a real account. You have to ask yourself if you're capable of being a trader, because that's what it's going to take for you to be successful. Like, especially in my situation where that was the only option that I had. It's either that or I just have to leave the market because, you know, I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say, right? I know a lot of people have this problem, and I understand why, but your mind is stronger than you think, and the fundamentals of the trade idea should not change because you're in a real account. I'm still going to buy a high risk, a high probability area with low risk, and then exit when the stock is looking weak. Whether I'm using 1 share size, 10 share size, 100 share size, 1,000 share size, and when it comes down to bigger size, yes, we understand that you and it's what I like to call artificial pressure, right? You know to yourself that you're going in with a few more shares, so you're a little bit more anxious, you're a little bit more antsy. But it's why we have to be courageous, right? Because if you're brave, your heart could be beating, your heart could be in your throat, your chest could be, you could feel butterflies in your stomach, but you're still going to buy in an appropriate area that's high probability, and you're going to look for profits, or you're going to respect your stop loss, right? 1 share or 10,000 shares, that's the fundamental of the trade, right? So when you put more money behind, and you'll hear traders that'll say, man, I took 5,000 shares, but I didn't realize how many shares I had, and I took the trade and I didn't feel anything, right? Well, that kind of shows you what's going on, right, with psychology. So, you have to be very aware of yourself mentally, and you have to be able to see the market for what it is and not overcomplicate things, because the field is already pretty tricky. You can't overcomplicate things. The simulator, if you can find a good simulator where, the data is real time and the executions are fair, then it's a great place to practice. Not because you're in a real account the next day means you have to hold the stock past your stop loss. If you're doing that, it means you're not fully understanding and accepting the risk of the stock going against you. The trades will go against us. The trades will always go against us. Every day, actually. So we got to be able to stomach these type of things, and a lot of that's what will differentiate a trader that's doing extremely well and someone who's having issues, is the willingness to accept that risk. And you got to be able to do it before you go into the trade. We trade very quickly, and it might seem like at times we're not going in and like having a plan, but that's not true. We always have a plan. Like myself, Tim, Marcelo, Triad, that every time we hit even if it's back to back trades, in that millisecond, our brain has already processed what we're looking for based off of the variables. And every single time there's a stop. Every single time there's a profit target. Whether we're in for 1 second or we're in for 1 minute or 10 minutes, there's always a plan before we buy. And we always accept the risk to the extremes because we understand that the market could be irrationally weak. So I could buy a great A quality setup and I could be selling for $3 a share loss. That could happen at any given time on any given stock. And so when it does happen, it's not even a surprise. We accept the risk, we move on, we take the loss, we smile, we look for the next opportunity. But yeah, maybe this is a good place to shut it down. RT gets 2 likes from me today. In terms of simulators, the Thinkorswim simulator is not as good as it used to be. We've heard a lot of complaints about it in terms of it being a little slower. It could still work, but that is a thing to keep an eye out for. They also have the Thinkorswim on demand, right? This is if you decide to use Thinkorswim. They have Thinkorswim on demand where you can go back and trade previous days. The only thing is that you cannot use hotkeys, but you can go back and trade previous days, especially if you're used to the Thinkorswim level 2. That is an option. DAS Trader does have a sim. I believe with their simulator, it'll be, I think it's primarily limit orders. In the DAS simulator, I think it's limit orders only. That option though is $150 a month. There are some other simulators. I haven't really looked into one in recent times because I haven't really been in that phase. And most of our students, like almost all of the students who are starting out are using smaller cash accounts. Simulators don't feel the same, but they don't need to. All you need to know is that the exact way those stocks are moving in the sim is the exact way they move in a real account. Just use that to your advantage. Summarize what I just said earlier in a few words. Okay, I'm out of here. Stay safe, stay green. Check out those links down below. And I'll catch you guys later. Later. I gotta take this webcam and throw it into the gallows. Get a new one. See you guys.